dear learners. I welcome you all to this second module, Skill Development and Empowerment, which is a part of the online course entitled Skill Development of the Youths and Their Livelihood. As a learner in this course, in the first module, we have learned about the basic concept of skill and skill development, as well as the need and relevance of skill development training in the context of the 21st century. In this second module, we shall learn what is empowerment and what are the dimensions of empowerment, how is skill development training related to empowerment, what is the role of education for making people empowered in life, and how could inclusive growth be enhanced in the present employment fields through need-based and skill-based education. So, the main objectives of this module are to explain the meaning of empowerment, to identify how skill development is related to empowerment, to discuss the role of education in empowering the people, developing their life skills, and also for enhancing economic growth and development of the country. So let us first begin with what is empowerment. Empowerment is the degree of autonomy and self-determination in people and in communities. Empowerment is the process of becoming stronger and more confident, especially in controlling one's life and claiming one's rights. Let us now quickly look at some of the definitions provided in some dictionaries. For example, as per Oxford Dictionary, empowerment means the act of giving people more control over their life or the situation they are in. According to Collins Dictionary, empowerment of a person or group of people is the process of giving them power and status in a particular situation. According to Cambridge Dictionary, empowerment is the process of gaining freedom and power to do what you want or to control what happens to you. So, empowerment usually makes people self-worthy. Empowerment promotes productive activities among the people. It calls for greater inputs from education, training, and health. It ensures protection of rights and employment opportunities. Empowerment enhances people's participation in economic, political, social, and educational fields, and it helps in realizing the need to protect and promote the meaningful aspects of social and human securities. Empowerment is the key to development because it reduces ignorance, backwardness, helplessness, and resistance to downward change. Therefore, in order to promote the welfare of the state, need-based education, training, and retraining facilities and various courses on skill development should be provided to each individual, particularly the young age of population, in a country like India, which could be considered an asset for the whole country. According to World Health Organization, empowerment may be social, cultural, psychological, or political process through which individuals and social groups are able to express their needs, present their concerns, devise strategies for involvement in the decision making, and achieve political, social, and cultural action to meet those needs. Through such a process, people see a closer correspondence between their goals in life and a sense of how to achieve them, and the relationship between their efforts and life outcomes. In addition to this, empowerment of people can be seen from both individual and collective perspectives, where individual empowerment can be achieved through each individual's own capacities and collective empowerment through cooperative and collaborative efforts. Regarding individual empowerment, the World Health Organization states, individual empowerment refers primarily to individuals' ability to make decisions and have control over their personal life. Now, let us quickly look at some of the dimensions of empowerment. The dimensions of empowerment actually include technological empowerment, political empowerment, intellectual empowerment, educational empowerment, social empowerment, economic empowerment, psychological empowerment, and so on. Now let us quickly have a look at each one of them one by one. Economic empowerment pronounces the ability of individuals, particularly the deprived sections of people, including women, to be self-dependent in terms of financial status, to gain control over resources and income, and to derive benefits from these to improve their lives and living. It brings positive changes in the attitude in men and women regarding their financial capabilities and a feeling of self-reliance and self-satisfaction as they are contributing towards the family's income and providing financial support to the family and others. Now, what is political empowerment? Political empowerment is another key issue for the people in our society, as participation in the decision making for the state or country is an important means for political empowerment. Political empowerment allows individuals to cast their votes, participate in public meetings, protests, political campaigning, etc., increases their political awareness, inculcates leadership quality, enables to voice opinions, helps to take part in the decision-making process, and also helps to exercise own rights. Similarly, intellectual empowerment helps in the development of skills of critical thinking, reasoning, relating, judging, conceptualizing, evaluating, etc. Intellectual empowerment helps people to enhance creativity, increase capabilities, nurture inner potentialities, develop the skills of collaboration, communication, and problem solving, etc. Social empowerment instead refers to strengthening social relations of the people, lifting their position in society, developing social qualities, inculcating a knack for collaboration and teamwork, raising concerns about social evils and discriminations, and raising their abilities to address those issues. Social empowerment helps to contribute to the development of an unbiased, progressive society. Psychological empowerment. Let's have a look at what is psychological empowerment. Psychological empowerment is necessary to lead a balanced life in society by learning to cope up with stress and emotions that people might face in their individual and social lives. Now, let us have a look at technological empowerment. Technological empowerment is perhaps most desired and contextually relevant in the present digital age of the 21st century. Technological empowerment through systematic use of information and communication technology is an aid for people to learn new things and skills that helps them to adjust in today's globalized and digitalized world. Technological empowerment enables people to acquire relevant information and ideas available online on internet and widen the horizon of knowledge for themselves. With easy accessibility of e-learning, open educational resources, free and open softwares, numerous websites and applications, and several other internet tools, people can study and get required knowledge and skills sitting at their own home. Besides, with the knowledge of technology, they can handle electronic gadgets more confidently and perform various tasks digitally needed in our day-to-day life in the present times. Not only that, they can connect with people anywhere in the world with the help of technology to increase and share their knowledge, information, and experience. Now, as we have seen the different dimensions of empowerment, now let us discuss the necessity of skill development for empowerment. As we have learned, empowerment helps an individual to emerge as a strong, active, and confident individual with the help of education and training. It focuses on the development of self-sufficiency and gaining control over the resources and power, and also the involvement of people in the decision-making process inside and outside the household. In short, the actual meaning of empowerment lies in the very term power, which says about power over, power to, power within, and power with. Empowerment is therefore multifaceted. So basically, empowerment denotes improvement in the status of the deprived and marginalized sections of people, including women, disadvantaged groups, economically poor and vulnerable groups, etc. In Module 1, we have already discussed that in a country like India, about 90% women are engaged in the unorganized or informal sectors, 76% of them in vulnerable economy. The COVID-19 situation has further posed myriad new challenges, causing great economic crisis as thousands of people lost their jobs. Due to poor level of skill techniques and skill orientation, the workers are now unable to cope up with the digital economy and the present digital market for their sustainable living. Therefore, skill development training has become much essential for enhancing the capacity of the people to lead a productive life and thereby empower them. If there is skill, then there is also the quality of life, economic progress, and enhancement of people's choices related to the expansion of economic and social choices. Besides, in order to ensure inclusive growth in the economy, equal patterns of employment training and scopes should be provided to people so that they feel empowered and find out adequate ways of earnings. Empowerment is concerned with mobilizing the capacity and inner strength in the individual to live their lives in the way they wish. It is the process of developing the people into more conscious individuals who are educationally developed, economically productive, socially and politically active, and independent in thought. So, empowerment is a means to develop self-esteem, self-image, self-respect, self-confidence in the individuals to be self-dependent and self-reliant. It assists them to realize and raise their capabilities and potentialities to develop a liberal society and a stronger nation. Thus, empowerment remains a challenging area where there is a need to improve the human capabilities to address the challenges of poverty and underdevelopment of a country like India. At the same time, it is an important means for sustainable economic and social development. As such, greater need of skill training for empowerment is justified for the socio-economic progress and prosperity of a nation like India. Now, what is the role of education for empowering people? As you all know, education has an important role to play in empowering individuals and also in the capacity building of the individuals and making them empowered in the true sense. Thus, the idea of empowerment should be linked up with the following 3 points. 1. Empowerment so that the traditionally excluded and marginalized groups can reap the benefits from the programs which are implemented on the basis of equality. Second, empowerment to speak against all sorts of social injustice. And third, empowerment to claim their rights in various sectors like education, health, employment, and so on. If we try to acknowledge the above mentioned points, then the role of educational empowerment becomes an important issue. Educational empowerment actually provides people with the knowledge, skill, and competence and builds confidence to use and apply own knowledge. It benefits the individuals in improving their well-being and developing their capabilities and potentialities. Educational empowerment helps people in their socio-economic and political transformations too. It increases their chances for better employment opportunities and thereby better economic status. It provides them with psychological empowerment by developing in them self-esteem, self-confidence, self-reliability, imaginative and creative powers. It also encourages them to aspire for a better future. Most importantly, it equips people with the ability to assert their own rights and work together with men with self-positive images. Let us now discuss how education and skill development are key to inclusive growth. In order to have a decent standard of living, there is the need of developing life skills of the learners to a great extent. Regarding life skills of education, in the World Education Forum, which was held in 2000 in Dakar, Senegal, the main agenda was to achieve education for all by 2015. Under the main agenda of EFA, there was an important attempt to popularize education by promoting learning and life skills for the young people and adults. So, life skill-based education can be considered a way of empowering the people, particularly the young people in the present techno-based world. This approach of life-based skill education is an interactive process of teaching and learning which enables the learners to acquire knowledge, to develop attitudes and skills which help them to adjust with any kind of environment. The World Health Organization defines life skills as the abilities for adaptive and positive behaviors that enable the individuals to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of everyday life. In primary and secondary education, life skills may refer to a skill set that accommodates more specific needs of modern industrialized life. For instance, money management, food preparation, hygiene, basic literacy and numeracy, and organizational skills. The World Health Organization has also defined life skill as the abilities for adaptive and positive behavior that enables individuals to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of everyday life. In essence, life skills are a combination of cognitive, personal, and interpersonal abilities that assists individuals make informed decisions, solve problems, think critically and creatively, communicate effectively, build healthy relationships, empathize with others, and cope up with as well as manage lives in a healthy and productive manner. Now, let us quickly have a look at how education can be related to inclusive growth, because education also plays a major role in ensuring the inclusive growth of a country, as it encompasses equality of opportunity in accessing education, in accessing health services, accessing protection in market and employment transitions. Thus, the Indian government has the expectation or the target to ensure the idea of equality of opportunity in terms of access in the economic field, in the educational field, in social and cultural norms, in health sectors, and unbiased regulatory environment for business and individuals, ensuring protection in market and employment transition, and so on. Therefore, in order to ensure inclusive growth, there is the demand of establishing access, equality, quality, and expansion of skill-based quality education so that its citizen of the country can lead a meaningful life or is able to ensure a decent standard of living through necessary education on need-based skills. As you already know from the first module that India has a rich demographic dividend, and therefore skill education of the youth should prepare them to new contexts and job market. Here, it is very pertinent to note that the government of India has adopted various initiatives for skill development. You should also know that under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Yojana, the government has already imparted skill training to around 7 million people so far. The Union Budget 2021 also stresses that the NSDA, that is National Skill Development Agency, will give special thrust to infrastructure-focused skill development opportunities. Besides, two proposed but very important initiatives, namely skill acquisition and knowledge awareness for livelihood, which is abbreviated as Sankalp, and the skill strengthening for industrial value enhancement, which is abbreviated as STRIVE, are expected to play an even bigger role in promoting the prospects of skill development in a country like India. So, the journey of skill development should start from the elementary education level. There is an urgent need to restructure school curriculum and include skill education in that curriculum. Introduction of vocational subjects, academic industry collaboration, and emphasis on practical training are the new ways forward. Besides, vocational education from secondary level should be designed in such a way that it will enhance the experiential learning opportunities for the learners. Even the National Education Policy 2020 rightly pointed out the need to introduce vocational education from the secondary level, which can turn the vision of Skill India into reality. This way, perhaps we can summarize that education and skill development are the key to inclusive growth in a country like India. This way, we come to the end of the second module. In the next module, we shall discuss the present status of livelihood opportunities in India as a whole. So see you again.